Okay, guys. So today we'll be talking about the initialization file. Okay, so it's quite simple. It's like the simplest, but it sounds the hardest. So in the last topic, we talked about aliases, right? And we declare some alias, and we said like if you press alias, you're going to see the list of alias. As you can see, this is a new window, and I have no alias yet. And something about alias is that when I declare it and I say alias and I give a number, let's say P, should be able to equal to be able to print working directory for example, right? And then if I do P, it's going to print working directory, which is good, right? So this is what alias does, right? So if I should restart or get my what's it called, my terminal. Okay, don't let me use this one because I'm using what's it called, the command prompt connected to ALX web terminal. So let me use my normal web terminal. Okay, so let me clear it and then let me do alias, right? Okay, can you see that we don't have that one here? Okay, so let me declare an alias now. So alias p equals to pwd, right? And then let me end it. So when I do p, it's going to print working directory, right? So I could say it should. I could declare another one alias pl to be print working directory, and also when you finish print working directory, list the content of the file and then list again in long format, right? So I can do this, and then when I do pl, it's going to do all that. It's going to print working directory, it's going to list normally, and then it's going to list with hidden files. Okay, so we can use alias to do this. So let me clear my screen and let me do ls sorry, alias. So we see the number of alias that we've set. But the bad thing about alias is like when I get a new shell, okay, all the alias I set will disappear, right? So if I reload my page now and okay, so I do alias, you see that all the ones I've set have disappeared. So this is where initialization file comes in. So I created some notes here. It says shell initialization file are scripts or configuration files. So it's like just a normal file that you have. Like when you do ls, there are some particular file they are called the shell initialization file. So back to this. So they are executed or read when it's shell startup. So those initialization file, whenever I start my shell, whenever let me go back here. So whenever I start my shell, those initialization file will start up. Okay, that file would run itself. Okay, so they run automatically. Okay, so they are like almost they are permanent files. Okay, you can edit them anyway, but like unlike alias that you set it and then it disappears after you get a new one. That one, when you put something inside and then you start, it's going to um, be working. They provide a way to customize the shell environment, define aliases. So inside those that initialization file, I can put my alias in it because I know that initializations file will always rerun. Okay, I know that they will always rerun. So when I put my alias in them, okay, and I restart my system, okay, because I have to restart it after putting that alias inside for it to work. Okay, for it to work. So if I restart my system and I run this p, for example, it's going to print working directory, unlike before when if I do my p, it's not going to print working directory if I've restarted. Okay, so that's what initialization files are for. So they help you manage scripts and aliases, and you can even set environmental variables. If you can recall from variables as well, when you restart your shell, you are not going to find those variables that you set, right? Those local variables, it's gone. Okay, so you can put them in the initialization file, and then initialization file, like I said, we have based on the type of system you are using. So majorly we'll be using bash, and then you find them in the home directory inside the dot bash rc, or in the etc bash rc file. So this bash rc file is the one majorly holding them. Okay, so in PowerShell as well, you see them here. Okay, you see them on this profile.ps1. That's where your initialization file is. Okay, so they allow you to set up your shell environment according to your preference. So aside from aliases and environmental variables, you can also declare a function. Okay, so I won't really go too much into function for now. So their functions are just like instructions whereby you can call them. Okay, and then when you call them, they answer you. So you can set all those things inside. So if we cd into our home directory, and let me just cd into bash rc. So okay, let me cd into home, cd into home, and then let me list, right? So where's our bash rc? Let me see. So we have the file here. So in case you don't have the file, you can create it. Okay, and then put whatever you want to put. So if I vi dot bash rc, right, and then I'll be able to see, let me set number to this and see how many lines we have. Okay, so we have about 94 uh, we have about 94 stuffs inside this stuff, right? So 94 lines. So let me scroll up and see. Okay, so in our bash rc, we already have some, where is it, we have, okay, look at it, these are the functions. Okay, I'll explain this. So these are functions inside. So you have functions, you would have aliases. Look at when you do grep, it's going to do grep color. Okay, so all these are aliases, and then it says this hashtag are comments, right? These ones are comments, they are not useful. Okay, but some more ls aliases, this one is just to tell them about aliases that are there. So we have ls, so you can just edit it and write your own alias here. So if I write, okay, let me calm down. Okay, so if I write alias, okay, and I do lm, what should it do? You should list working directory, and also dash n. Okay, and I end it. Okay, so once I set this alias, right, so lm will list m. The function of m is to add command um, to your list, right? So if I do lm, I'm telling it to do this, right? So I've added alias there. I can also add variables to it. Okay, so I can just look for where we have some variables. If we don't have, I can create variables in it. Okay, so all these ones are aliases. So this one is the function I was talking about, just disappeared. Let me go down back. Okay, so these are the functions I was talking about. So we'll talk more on function in C, right? But basically functions will just enable you to execute a command in a more efficient way. But let's just scroll up and see. So I've created this alias inside our bash rc, which is our initialization file. It means that whenever, even if I close this, once I save it, even if I close this terminal, okay, when I close this shell and restart it, I will still have this alias there. Okay, so this is like a permanent place to store all those alias and stuff. So basically that's just it, because whenever our shell restarts, this would first run. Okay, okay, so that's what it's all about. So let me scroll up and see. I want to see if we have some. Okay, can you see these are some what's it called, the variables, right? These are some variables stored here, and we have that. Okay, it is executed by for non-login shells. Okay, so that's it. So the thing is, if I do escape WQ, I'll save and exit, right? So the thing is, if I do LM, it's not gonna work, right? So for it to work, I have to first do source, okay, and then so this source is to reload that my bash rc file, okay. So I'll do source and I'll do home and dot slash bash. Sorry, home. I was the one making mistake here. It is dot bash, wait, dot bash rc, right? Okay, so it worked. So let me do lm now. Can you see it's working now? So you can use this source and then call the name to reload what is inside and then it will work. Okay, another way is to just quit it, like close your terminal and then um, reload your terminal. Okay, once you close it and then reopen it, it will reload and then all these things will be inside. Okay, so that's basically what um, it's all about. Okay, so you can put all those aliases and then it's going to work. So if I close my, let me see, alias, right? So I have my lm already there, right? So if I close this my terminal and okay, let me go to my web terminal, right? Let me reload, right? So you know that we don't have lm here, so let me reload it. If I do sorry, alias, you can see the lm has been added because we put it inside that initialization file. So initialization file, because this thing restarted now, and then initialization file will start with it. Okay, so if I still do some other alias here, add another alias, it will only be ready for me to use when I'm on this shell. By the time I get a new shell, okay, then those alias will disappear. You get, so that's just it. We can use it for variables as well. Set variables, for example, if I'm setting a variable for th and I'm storing probably some stuff inside saying um, the name of the Lord, right? So if I'm saving this into th and to check it, you do env, right? Okay, and then I can search it. Okay, then the name of the Lord. Let me scroll up. Okay, I can't scroll up here. Let me do it and pass it to exit dot, env. Let me pass it to less so I can be able to see that th, right? So let me see th and search. This is a th file. Let's see. Is there any th again? What's going on here? Let me put it first. Sorry, set. I pressed env. Set less, right? Okay. So let's look for the th I just did. Th. Let me search for it. Okay, can you see the name of the Lord, right? So if I reload my terminal now, it's going to disappear. And set less. So if I search for th, you see that I can't find the second one. Okay, so another way to make me be able to see it, or it should be permanent here, is to put it inside my initialization file. So once I put it, I just add source to the front and then that will be all for now.